Hi, I'm Alex with PRX Performance. Today, I'm going to show you how to put up a profile pro rack. Now, let's measure our space. For our 89-inch rack, you'll need 107 inches of ceiling height. You'll need 32 inches on either side from where the rack will be installed. The top leg screw of your lower wall bracket will install at 21 inches from the floor. The top leg screw of your upper wall bracket will install at 89 inches from the floor. Use a stud finder to locate your studs. The rack will mount to studs spaced 48 inches apart. Mark your stud at 21 inches and 89 inches from the floor. Then measure down 4 inches from each of those to make an additional mark, all on the same stud. Pre-drill holes 2.5 inches deep at these marked locations. Use an impact driver and a 1/2-inch socket to fasten the upper wall bracket to the wall with two 5/16" leg screws and washers. Roughly center the leg screws in the holes of the wall bracket and use a level to check that the wall bracket is straight as you tighten the leg screws. On the same stud, repeat these steps on the lower wall bracket, but do not fully tighten the leg screws. Vertically align the upper and lower wall brackets using a plumb bob. Use a level to double check that the wall bracket is still straight as you tighten the leg screws. Place the 4-foot level against the bottom of the upper wall bracket to mark the opposite side. Once the bubble is level, mark the opposite stud at the top of the level. Place the wall bracket on the marked stud so that its bottom is aligned with your level mark. Level the wall bracket and mark the holes on the wall. Pre-drill the holes 2.5 inches deep at these marked locations. Using an impact driver, fasten the wall bracket to the wall with 5/16" leg screws and washers, but do not fully tighten. Set the distance from the inside edges of the two wall brackets to 45.5 inches, then fully tighten the leg screws. Repeat on the lower wall bracket. Using a 7/16 wrench and 1/2-inch wrench, attach the thick side of a gas shock to the outside of a linkage arm with a flange nut. Then repeat on the remaining 3 linkage arms. Place a bolt and washer through the wall bracket ear. Place a spacer into the linkage arm. Place the linkage arm onto the bolt and attach with a flat washer and nut. Make sure that the linkage arm is bent inward toward the center of the rack. Repeat 3 more times. Tighten these to be snug. Do not over-tighten because these will be pivot points that need to be easily moved for the rack to fold smoothly. Lay your uprights on the floor in front of the wall brackets and attach the bar. For a pull-up bar or a multi-grip bar, place the bar at the top of the uprights and bolt through the top of the upright with a 5-inch bolt. Hand tighten this for now. Then connect the bottom of the pull-up bar with a 4.5-inch bolt. Tighten these lower bolts fully. Place the kipping bar so that it's curving down and between the top of the uprights. Align the holes at the end of the kipping bar to the top holes of the uprights. Bolt through these holes with a 5-inch bolt, but leave this hand tightened for now. Attach the kipping bar arms at the midpoint of the kipping bar with a 1.5-inch bolt. Make sure that these arms are pointing towards the uprights and curving upward. Rotate the kipping bar upward and align the kipping bar arms to be 6 holes down on the upright. Attach the kipping bar arms to the upright using a 4.5-inch bolt as well as a spacer. Tighten all the bolts except for the bolts at the top of the upright. With a partner, team lift the rack up and bring it towards the wall. The rack will need to be about 20 inches from the wall to attach the linkage arms. While one partner holds the rack, remove one of the top bolts from the pull-up bar connection. Place a plastic spacer between the linkage arm and the upright so that it sits flush against the upright. This is another pivot point and should not be over-tightened, or the rack may be difficult to fold. Connect the lower linkage arms in the same way to the 19-inch hole on the side of the uprights. Make sure that both the upper and the lower arms are at the same angle. Then repeat on the other side. With a partner, team lift the rack up and hold it against the wall. Once the rack is against the wall, lock it in place using your bent pin through the linkage arm and upright. Begin attaching the shocks to the wall bracket ears and fully tighten using a 1/2-inch wrench. Once all shocks have been attached, remove the locking bent pin and pull your rack down from the wall. Thanks for following along with our install. If you have any questions, please reach out to our customer service team. They're happy to help. Now go get those gains.